All right, good morning, Team Believe. This is Nicole Diavola, as you should know. I am here in my new working space at the Hivery. So you can see there's a lot of cool artwork and fun things around, and you may even see people walking by. But right now it's pretty quiet. I'm the only one here in this area. So let me know if you can hear me okay, those kinds of things. We are just getting started with doing our team meeting. So this is kind of, you might think of this as a trial run. So we'll get feedback, and the first feedback I got is this is not a great time for everyone. So I'm going to put a poll in our groups so that we can come up with a time that works for the majority of you. I know it'll be impossible to come up with a time where we can always meet together, but we'll do our best. So watch for that poll coming in the Facebook group. So the purpose of this is for me to step up into my leadership role and to help train you at a higher level and support you in the way you want to run your business, and support you also in your own personal use of the essential oils and those products, so that we can all be an example of what we're training and teaching others to be able to do. So at all levels for ourselves personally, and then as we begin to share more and more. So I'd like to start with the centering. So let's just all take a moment here and pause and take a deep breath. As you sit tall and relaxed, feet grounded, sits bones grounded. Just take a couple of nice deep breaths. Let your breath flow in and out as you allow yourself to be fully in this present moment, whether you're watching this live or as a recording. Be fully in this present moment. Okay. Take another deep breath as you focus your attention at your heart center, and just breathe into your heart center. And allow that energy to flow upwards through your throat, through the brain, up to the point between the eyebrows. And just breathe at your forehead. Breathe into the brain to awaken it and enliven it with the love from the heart center, combining with the wisdom of the brain in the frontal lobes of the brain, where our feel-good hormones are expressed, the dopamine. It's our center of concentration. And when you're ready, lift the corners of your mouth and open your eyes. All right. So what I'm going to be doing each time, and this may evolve as your needs and input take on, but we'll start always with a little centering. And then what we'll be doing each time is having a spotlight on an essential oil to learn about, and two of the or one of the other doTERRA products. What we'll always cover are the specials. So this month we have lime. So hopefully you all got that. It's free this month. And cardamom is the 10% off one. So I'll talk about that in a moment. We will have a fun fact about doTERRA and the leadership. Then we'll have some business training. We'll do a quick mindset exercise, and then some recommendations for the week. So I don't want, we're all really busy. We're all doing quite a few different things. So I don't want me to cause any additional stress in your life. So I'm going to be giving recommendations for what you might do. And I'll give more than one, not expecting that everybody's going to try to do all of these, but so that you can find what suits you, what fits in with the amount of time you have this week, what just you gravitate towards, you can choose that. So those will be the recommendations. And then I'd like everybody to write an intention for the week in the comments here, or also if you're watching it as the replay, we can put those comments into the Facebook group, which is actually probably the best place for them. So that we can all look back and refer to them easily. Because once the live version of this goes away, we don't see the comments. But I'll work on that. Maybe we can do a screenshot. And then closing with an affirmation to take us through the week. I also invite you to bring the lemon oil and wild orange oil to these sessions. So whether you're watching live or watching the recording, and we'll work with that more next week when we do that. So what I want to just do is, and the intention is to do all of this in 30 minutes. So that I want to really give you some laser coaching, laser information. And again, this meeting here is just the setup, and for you to give me input, and we will change the time. So the product of the month, or that I'd like to talk about today, is the cardamom oil. And I get off easy today because tomorrow, Wednesday, Andrea and I will be doing Coast to Coast live with Nicole and Andrea, a Facebook Live, and focusing on cardamom. So we will talk more about that in depth. I'm going to share my recipe for soy maca cacao chai that's published on 30seconds.com. And Andrea's going to share some science about it. And so today's just going to be the brief overview. In the future, I would like to call upon each of you to take turns in sharing about one of the essential oils or the products. Now, you don't need to be an expert, but if you've used the oil, you have enough knowledge to be sharing with us, and then you can also just use some of the resources and maybe pull up a few other little facts or information about it and share. And that's a great way for all of us to be learning about the essential oils and the products. So briefly, I love cardamom because it's one of my favorite spices. It's called the queen of spices. And it's new in my life. I didn't learn about cardamom and start using it until as an adult when I started getting into Indian cooking. And just really love that spice. And really love the essential oil. And I make a chai tea, which I will, as I say, share that recipe tomorrow. And I use the essential oils instead of the powdered spices, all except for the nutmeg, because we don't have an essential oil nutmeg spice. And then it was so wonderful for me to learn about the benefits of using cardamom oil. So cardamom oil is good for our respiratory system, which is something that I can always use more support on. So I loved that fact to hear about it. It's a calming essential oil. What's interesting is that it's a warming spice, but when it's applied topically, it can kind of also feel cooling. So it's kind of one of those dichotomies, but I think it's overall is warming, but just that has that cooling feeling when you first put it on. It's big on the respiratory system, and like I said, I'm going to talk a lot about more about it tomorrow. And I just blanked on the other system that it's really good for. So it has these great healing benefits as well as being a fabulous cooking oil. I mean, if it got the name the queen of spices, it's got to be good. So we will talk more about that essential oil. And so I really recommend checking that one out if you haven't already. So that's our product highlight for today. And then the fun fact about doTERRA. So I'm also going to be inviting all of you to take a turn to just find, or if you've already found one, to share a fun fact about the company or the leaders of the company, for us all to kind of have a better background of this wonderful company that we're working for, because that's one of the reasons I so much was drawn to using the essential oils through this company and their products and sharing them with others, was because of the integrity and the practices of the company. So my fun fact about the company to share with you is the CEO is David Sterling, and he's an IT tech guy, and he was hired to manage the IT department in a different essential oil company before doTERRA was founded. And he found the other, IT guys when he started to get a little sick or something going on, they would recommend an essential oil for him. And he literally thought they were kidding, because he took the job because of his technical knowledge. He didn't really know anything about the essential oils, and he really did think they were trying to pull a joke on him. And so he reluctantly did start trying the oils. And of course, the rest is history. He got hooked on the essential oils, and uses it for his whole family, and got so into the essential oils that he wanted to found a company along with some others that just would have the purest, best, highest grade oils founded on just really ethical principles. So that's your fun fact for today. And then the business training for you today is, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do a Facebook Live very soon about some of you are in areas that seem to be, quote, saturated with other doTERRA or essential oil users. And I'm going to have a little training on how to work with that in a really positive and productive way that actually will get you some amazing clients and customers. So that's going to be a separate one. But one of the things I want you to know is that right now in your office, not your back office, but your shop, your doTERRA shop, they have some of the really great training materials at 50% off. So I suggest that you get some. So I'm going to review right now. This is the Healthy Can Be Simple. It's one of their newer ones. So I've been giving this out either with somebody who I've talked to for an extended period of time, so they really get a feel for the oils. Maybe it's like a little mini class, and giving them some essential oil samples. Or if they just purchased their kit, they've just enrolled to one of the things to send them home with. And it's just very simple. And it just gives all just kind of those basic things that you want to know about essential oils. And then they highlight just, a few of the most popular products and how they can be used. So it's just a really great little handout. And then on the back, because it's all about sampling, the more people experience and actually use essential oils, the less talking you have to do, because they just love them. So here you have you can write down the essential oil that you gave them as a sample, what it supports, and then how to use it. So the way that you might particularly be recommending somebody use that particular oil, whether it's like to use it in a diffuser, to use it topically, to use it in their water bottle, however that might be. And that there's a space for doing two of those. And then you either want to handwrite, or I got little inexpensive mailing stickers from Vistaprint is where I got these. That has my information, and it also has my doTERRA website on it, so that people, if they go onto that doTERRA website, they're automatically, and they decide to purchasing through me. So if you don't have that set up, your URL for your doTERRA website, make sure you contact me so that we can make sure you have that. So these are 50% off. So I recommend getting a lot of these. The other ones that are also off, or quite a few of them, the Live Guide, which is also something that you should have, that once somebody enrolls, you want to follow up with a wellness consult and use that. And you can, they're online as well. They're available in electronic form, but it's nice to have some hard copies, because not everybody is computer savvy or really into doing things via the computer. So it's good to have that. Again, it gives you something to hand somebody once they have purchased the essential oils and they're all excited and waiting for their oils to arrive. So there's that. There's the build guide, the share guide. So somebody wants to share, it gives information on sharing. That's also good for all of us, so we know how to teach somebody to share. And then the build guide, the basic one. And then there's the build guide and launch. I highly recommend you get the launch guide as well. So at least one for yourself. So you can either get single ones for most of these, a 10-pack or a 20-pack. So, decide what makes sense for you and just scroll through and see which ones are 50% off. So that's really great. And like I say, this is a really good tool. It's relatively new, so I'm just starting to use it. So that's your business tip for today. And our mindset exercise, I'm going to take a quote from Paramhansa Yogananda. And it's, I am awake and ready. And she actually does this like walking in place. And you can stand up if you want to and walk in place with me and affirm, I am awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. And I chose this one, I'm awake and ready, because we're kind of just launching for all of us, kind of whether some of you are brand new to the essential oils and just kind of feeling out what it might be like to build a business. Others of you have been working on this for a while, but I didn't have, for various reasons I can share another time, support and training when I first started. Some balls were dropped, and that's just life, and that's how it happens. And so, but now I've got support, and now I'm ready to support all of you in a much bigger way. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm feeling awake and ready, and I hope you are too. So my intention for the week is really these new beginnings. So, for example, even though we don't have the best time right now where all of you can make it, I didn't get out. I posted just yesterday, so I don't have it all, my systems together. Eventually you'll get an email as well as the notice in the Facebook. But I want to be awake and ready, and my intention is just to get these balls rolling and get moving and not wait till everything's perfect, but moving forward. So that's my intention. So I'd love it if, you all are pretty much watching this as a recording, post that in our Facebook group. What's your intention for this week? And it doesn't have to be specifically about your doTERRA business, well, that would be great. But if there's some personal goal or intention that needs to, be taken care of first, by all means, you can put that in there. Okay, so looks like we're able to finish in less than 30 minutes today, and I think that's a good first start. And so thank you for tuning in. And like I say, we're working on making this being at a regular time as a weekly training. All right, so just take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale joy and prosperity. Exhale joy and prosperity out to others. Good. And just lift the corners of your mouth, open your eyes, and have a fabulous day. Thanks for joining me.